Hey, how y'all doing? This is Greg Parchment with another video. Um, I'm just gonna go through some of the news that I've been seeing that I have archived on my social media. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Greg Parchment on X or Twitter, and you can see me on Facebook at full name Gregory Parchment. My Instagram, I believe, is can't remember what my ad of my Instagram is, but I'll post it on I'll post it on the video though if y'all want to follow me or whatever. So yeah, I just want to go over some of these stories. The first story I kind of found interesting was that this receiver that Alabama had committed, his name is Jaime French, and it looks like he was committed to Saban, and he's been kind of not feeling Bama as much since Saban left, and looks like he might be on his way to Ohio State. And this is a big deal, and this is kind of brings me to a more broader story about Ohio State because they are in a situation where they probably have the most talented team. Like other than maybe the starting quarterback, even though starting quarterback is good, I don't know if he's great. But they got from Kansas State. Hold on one second. Just make sure that for some reason I'm not remembering his name. State QB. Will Howard, that's right. Okay. So yeah, Will Howard, they got him from Kansas State. Like I said, I don't know how great of a thrower he is, but he's solid, we'll see how that goes. But it just goes to show, like, with this receiver that they're getting, Jaime French, that, Ryan Day, he can recruit. You say whatever you want about the guy, man. Like I said, he's just not better than Harbaugh. But Harbaugh not there no more. So it's just kind of like how Harbaugh couldn't beat Urban Meyer. Maybe Ryan Day can now break through because Harbaugh not there. We also have to remember that they were pretty much a missed field goal away from beating Georgia a couple years ago. So, even though like Ohio State fans are frustrated with Ryan Day, if he's recruiting like this, man, you basically have to just ride with him, dude. It's basically the same theory I have on Calipari at Kentucky. I mean, yeah, Calipari does some nutty things sometimes, but if he's gonna keep getting top player after top player, I mean, you just gotta ride with it, man. And it looks like they're gonna start to reap the benefits of it if they do what I think they're gonna do. I'm talking about Kentucky because they look really good right now, and yeah, personally for me, I've said this in other videos that I think they're gonna win the championship. But yeah, I think Ohio State should be the preseason favorites. I'm personally holding out hope that Miami can beat them. I think Miami's gonna have a great year, but on paper, Ohio State kept that defense together. They signed the number one receiver, who's supposed to be very special. They basically they're loaded at running back. So I mean, they look like they're gonna be good. So I would be worried about Ohio State if I was anybody. Probably got the most talented team, to be honest. So let's be careful with them. Also, another thing that since I was bringing up Saban, I guess he did an interview and he basically said it wasn't necessarily the reason why he left, but he was not happy with how his players acted after they lost to Michigan, and he thought he had a good team coming back, but pretty much all his players are trying to finagle him for money, making sure that they get paid and making sure they get playing time, or otherwise they're not going to be there. And you know what? I understand that he's frustrated with that. Any coach would be. Obviously nobody has proven themselves more than Saban. that if you're any player worth a damn, he'll get you to the league. But with that said, man, I don't blame the players for kind of making sure that they have positions. I know when I was growing up, if I had an opportunity to make sure that I was getting playing time, I definitely would do it. But I mean, you really have no power. The only power you really have to, as a player, is to take your talent somewhere else. Because otherwise, coaches will just do what they want. Coaches will make any excuse to just get whatever player they need to get on the field. So you gotta look out for yourself, man. And that's why I really have no issues with the system the way it is. The players are getting paid, coaches are getting paid, everybody's making money. The only frustration coaches have is that they really don't have no control of their roster. So if they're not playing somebody, or they clearly got somebody that's gonna be a staple at a certain position, now the players will be like, yo, this guy's here, he's not obviously not going nowhere for a while. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I have no problem with it, man. I don't consider it quitting, because ultimately, you have to have the player, the coach has to open up a position for you to try to win it. You know what I'm saying? So if you even beat a guy out and he's comfortable with the starter because he thinks he knows what he's gonna get, then it's like, what did you waste all that time for if you beat the guy out? But the coach is going to go with who he wants to go with anyway. So it's just unfortunately things like that happen. And like I said, I feel a little bit for Saban, but at the same time, I understand exactly where what's the name is coming from. Where all these players are coming from. If that's why he left, then he needs to leave, because the system the way it is, in my opinion, is right. So I want to talk about this player that Duke just got, this African guy named Cayman Maluwak. Cayman Maluwak, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, supposedly this guy is going to be, it's this African dude who's 7'2". He's got a ridiculous standing reach. Apparently they're saying the standing reach is better than Victor Wembanyama. So obviously he's a guy who can play some defense and look like he has some offensive potential. So he goes to Duke, and I just think that, man, Duke is pretty much, unless Kentucky gets back Bradshaw, Big Z, and Wagner on top of the class that they have now, if they get those three back, which they should get back, then I'll say that, okay, I like Kentucky, I like Duke. But right now, I'm assuming that the way people are talking about Wagner, that he's going to leave. I don't know why he's going to leave. I've been saying this on a few videos now that he's crazy if he thinks he should leave. I don't know what team is looking at him and say, yo, that's going to be my lead guard. Nah, man, he needs to come back a year, sharpen up his game, come back his sophomore year, and with a vengeance and dominate, man. But he ain't dominating right now. You see, Dillingham is dominating every game, showing that he can pretty much score when he wants to score. Reed Sheppard showed that he can score big. He can score big as well. Mostly of the time, he's just basically just running the offense and just getting other people involved. He had 11 assists tonight against Vanderbilt. Those two are just killing it every game. I have no idea why they're coming off the bench. Calipari is bugging, just basically trying to, keep Wagner and happy and all that other stuff. It's just stupid, honestly. But that's what it is. But now that Duke has this kid from Africa, they got the number one player, Cooper Flagg. They're going to kill it, dude. Next year, I think Shire has a really good chance of winning it all, man. Probably be my pick, like I said. Assuming that Wagner and Bradshaw, all of them leave. I don't see nobody beating Duke next year. Duke is, they're playing good this year, to be honest, but next year they're going to be a serious problem, man. So I want to talk about the Bills, because it looks like the Bills are in serious trouble because they cut a lot of players today. including a Pro Bowl center. Did Jordan Poyer make the Pro Bowl? I believe he did. So, yeah, they lost Tre'Davious White. So they just lost like a whole bunch of guys, man. Like that secondary is like in shambles right now. And it probably couldn't have got any worse than it is, but it really did. And, it's going to be a major rebuild for the Bills. I felt kind of bad for Josh Allen because, well, not really because he's getting paid, but they don't seem like they're gonna really have the players to really compete with the Chiefs. Maybe not even with the Jets, let alone the Chiefs. So it's a mess right now in Buffalo. We'll see how it goes, but they cut a lot of dudes, man. And I wanted to say one more thing about Seton Hall, man. It was just a big win for Seton Hall. I didn't think they were going to be Villanova, to be honest, man. Like, they looked really bad against Creighton, looked really bad against UConn. I didn't really know what to think, but obviously Villanova's not a great offensive team either, but just the way Seton Hall was playing, it just had me thinking, nah, it's just not our year, man. So, looks like now, though, they got 6 quad 1 wins. So, I'd have to say that they got a real good shot at making the tournament now, and that's a great job by Shaheen because that team was not that good last year. We had a lot of injuries, and he really stepped it up. So good for him, man. Happy for the squad, all that, man. Even my Bulls won tonight, man. Bulls beat the Jazz. I'm just like over the moon about that because we're in a situation like we're in the play-in, man. Like we're in the 9th seed right now. We need to put a streak together, and we got a lot of good teams coming up. I don't know how we're gonna get these wins, but we need wins, man. I would love to get at least into that 7-8 game, so that we can at least somewhat control our own destiny. Because it's kind of hard to win 2 games, bro. It's hard to win 2 games like that. So I really would like to see. I really would like to see, Bulls go on a streak. I really would. I'm checking the standings right now to see. Oh wow, the Warriors beat the Bucks. They killed the Bucks. Damn. So yeah, man, we can't even get the AFC right now because the Pacers are the AFC and they're 7 games above 500. We're 2 games under 500. So we're like 4.5 games back. But we'll definitely be in that 9-10 game. I think we could beat the Hawks too. So I mean, if we end up playing the loser of the Sixers and the Pacers, man, can we beat either one of those teams? I don't know, man. Shoot. If Embiid is playing, I doubt we beat the Sixers. But if Embiid is playing, I doubt they lose to the Pacers, though. So if we had to play the Pacers for a chance to get into the playoffs or the round of 8 in the conference, that's tough, man. Because I don't know. Because the Pacers are such a Jekyll and Hyde team, and they're going to have home court, too. So, yeah, that might be a tough task. I don't know. That's going to be really, really tough. But at least they won tonight. Looks like DeRozan and Kobe White are really starting to come through now. Show some fight, but we got to play some harder teams, man. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm glad they won tonight, man. I really hate when my teams lose. Yeah, Kobe White had 25 points. DeRozan had 29. Vooch had 23. Drummond did his thing off the bench for 10 and 6. So yeah, it was a good night, man. Can't complain, man. Things is good. Lakers lost to the Kings. Oh, man. That's crazy. Sabonis had a triple-double. LeBron, 31, 13 assists, 5 boards. Anthony Davis had only 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. Okay. Hachimura had 29. Dang, De'Aaron Fox had 44 points. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, you're gonna do stuff like that, then yeah, you're gonna make noise. But yeah. So I mean, it's pretty much been a good day. If you want to talk about real world stuff, then yeah, we we definitely seen that Donald Trump is beat Nikki Haley in the primary, so that is good to see. Um, I mean, there's things that I like about Trump, and there's things that I don't. But obviously, he's better than Nikki Haley, so that's good to see. Anyway, I just want to thank you guys for listening to me. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, man, Duke is going to win it next year, but Kentucky is going to win it this year, man. I'm telling you, man. The defense is still kind of a work in progress, but offensively, they got it, man. They got it. Only thing that could hold them back is Calipari's weird rotations. That's the only thing. If he just stuck with like his best players, man, probably have like 3 championships right now. His rotations be so weird sometimes, but I think they got it, man. They look good. They got those 2 guards. Dillingham can score whatever he wants. Shepard can pretty much do what he wants as well. If those 2 are on the court, look out, man. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Y'all